Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is Coding 404, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this insane futuristic calculator just using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This is a great project if you're a beginner, intermediate, or you just want to create something interesting that actually works. We're going to make it glow, respond when you click on the buttons, and of course, we're going to make sure the math actually works. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So part 1, the HTML, which is the structure. First, let's start with the HTML. Think of this as the skeleton of our calculator. It holds everything in place. Let's quickly link the CSS and JavaScript folders into the HTML, then add a title, calculator. Now we're ready to begin. So let's add a div with the ID calculator. That's going to be our main container today. Inside that, we'll have an input field with the ID result. This is where all the numbers and the results will show up. Now let's add another div with the ID keys. This will hold all our calculator buttons in a nice grid layout. Now let's quickly add 15 buttons to our HTML. For each button, there will be an onClick event, so when you click on it, it runs a function in JavaScript. For example, if you click on the number 7, it will use the append_display 7 function, and it will show a 7 on the screen. Simple, right? Now let's quickly add the calculate button with the function of calculate. And now let's use the symbol, the equation sign. And now let's quickly add the final button, the onClick clear display, and let's add the class operation button. And now we're going to add a little grid layout to make the clear button look nice. And now we're going to quickly add this class to all the operation buttons, and then we'll be ready to start. Oh, it looks like I forgot to change the symbols for the calculator. Let's just go ahead and quickly do that. Okay, now we should be ready. Okay, now we should be ready. Alright, that looks nice. So now, let's go over to the JavaScript. Part 2, JavaScript, making it work. Now that we've got a structure, let's make it work using JavaScript. First, we'll grab the input using getElementById, then we'll create 3 functions. The first one is append_display, which adds whatever number or operator you click to the screen. The second one is clear display, which resets everything to the blank. The third and final function will be calculate. This one uses the eval function to solve the math problem. And now we're going to face a little problem. What if we type in something like two operators, and there's an error? Our code should not just break down. We should add a try-catch block to handle any errors. So if you type something weird, it'll just say error instead of breaking. Okay, does it work? It looks like all the buttons work efficiently and well. Now, let's move on to the third and final part. Finally, part 3, CSS, the styling. Alright, now let's style it. Right now it's just plain buttons in the text box, but with CSS we're going to turn it into a glowing futuristic calculator. So let's start. Quickly, I imported some Google fonts, and if you want the exact ones, the link is in the description. So let's start with the reset. Margin 0, padding 0, box sizing border box, and this little bit resets all the spacing and makes sure the elements behave properly across the browsers. Now let's center the layout. So display flex, justify content center, align item center, height 100 VH, and let's add a background linear gradient and font family Orbitron with a backup with sans serif. And we can center everything using flexbox, and the background is a dark gradient that looks a bit sci-fi. We used a digital style font called Orbitron to give it a calculator vibe. And now to style the calculator box, I use a background, the border 2 pixels solid, a border radius of 20 pixels, padding 20 pixels, and we'll add a box shadow and a width of 320 pixels. This will give it a neon glow around the edges like it's glowing in the dark. Now let's style the div result. We'll do a width of 100%, a font size 2.5 rem, we'll add a background, color, and a border, none, padding 15 pixels, margin top 20 pixels to give us some space between the text box and buttons, and text align right. We want the display to stand out with a big text neon colors and align to the right like a real calculator. Now let's do the button layout. Display grid template columns repeat for 1 fraction gap 15. This puts all the buttons in a 4-column grid so they line up nicely. Now let's actually style the buttons themselves. So padding 20 pixels, font size 1.5 rem, border none, a border radius 10 pixels. Now let's choose a background, then a color, then we're gonna add some box shadow, then a nice transition and cursor pointer. And now we're gonna add a hover effect, which changes the background. And when you actually click on the button, we can the scale can go a bit down. Each button glows and responds to clicks with smooth animations, and when you hover, it glows brighter, and when you click, it shrinks just a bit to feel more interactive. For the operator buttons like the plus sign, the minus, etc., we're gonna use different colors and techniques to make them stand out more. So we'll do background, color, then when you hover, the background white, and a color. And these stand out from different colors like the control buttons. Alright, that's it. Now let's try it out. Type in a few numbers, click the buttons. It works. You can add, you can subtract, you can multiply, you can divide, and you can do something wrong, it'll tell you. You can even type in decimals and long equations. Pretty cool, right? Alright, and there you have it. A glowing futuristic calculator built completely with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. We made it look nice, we made it work, and we learned a bunch of things along the way. If this helped you, or you enjoyed it, or you just learned one new thing, make sure to click the subscribe button, leave a like, or a helpful comment. Thanks for watching, keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you next time, bye.